Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Hey, everyone.
It's the Whisper episode.
Oh, that would be
summary,
so
so just
hard if the whole episode we had to whisper.
Little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Tell you something that you might like to hear.
You got a sexy ass body and your ass looks soft.
Mind if I touch it and see if it's soft?
Nah, I'm just playing unless you say I can.
Shit, I don't remember the rest of the words.
You guys are showing your age.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're
With
cool.
that
That's actually
millennial
what we're
song.
showing.
Wow.
How are you guys?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
So good.
Anything new to chat about?
My oldest she's in competitive gymnastics, and she had a competition a few weekends ago. Before she goes in, she was like, if I medal, can I have a day off of school? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Bargaining already.
Yeah. But she medaled twice.
Oh, dang. So you got 2 days off of school?
That's what I said.
No, the deal was 1 day if she medaled. However many medals I get is a day off of school. That would have been different.
I like it. I remember one time back in the day during a soccer tournament, I was goalie and there was a penalty kick. And my dad yelled from the sideline, if you stop this, I will buy you that Hollister jacket you want. And I was like, okay. And I stopped it. And it was like $150 Hollister jacket.
Oh, Hollis. Now who's dating
I
themselves?
know.
Yeah. Oldie.
Just
But
kidding. I
I
think
did.
Hollister's still a thing. I don't know.
I did
it?
get that jacket.
You did?
Yeah, he paid up. So I can relate. All right, let's get into it.
So this week's book is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maehrer.
Hit us with a author bio.
Hannah Nicole Maehrer grew up in Eastern Pennsylvania and has a bachelor's degree in psychology from Pennsylvania State University. She believes her academic background has been invaluable in crafting complex characters and understanding the human emotion. Hannah is also a big Taylor Swift fan and has shared that songs like Enchanted inspired her writing process.
In this book or just in general?
This series. But this is her debut series.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I
And
did.
her
Oh,
journey
sorry.
to
Smarter than
this.
you.
Wow.
We are getting real snippy out here.
It's been a long day
It
already.
has been a long day.
Lord have mercy.
Well,
Just kidding.
her journey to becoming an author began with a viral TikTok series titled Assistant to the Villain. What started as the comedic skits on her TikTok account evolved into a full-fledged novel. So it was a TikTok series first and then turned into the story that is now what it is. So she is currently working on the next installment in the Assistant to the Villain series to continue.
It's not a
the
completed
stories.
series. I don't think I knew that.
It's not completed. The next one comes out later this year.
How many books are out already? Two?
2.
I was gonna say
Have you read Apprentice to the Villain
I
already?
have, yeah.
I think I do.
I read it right after.
Oh, okay. I have not.
and that is Hannah Nicole Maehrer.
Anna Nicole. So
Beautiful, Rock.
Give us
Okay.
a summary on Assistant to the Villain.
Thank you.
The Assistant to the Villain is a witty, heart-filled fantasy that blends fairy tale with vibes with sharp modern humor. The story follows Evie Sage, a sharp-tongued, down-on-her-luck young woman who stumbles into the unlikeliest job, assistant to the kingdom's most feared villain. She expected doom and gloom, but what she gets is a castle full of chaos, mysterious tasks, and a boss who's terrifying, but also oddly charming. As Evie navigates office drama, deadly assignments, and the blurry lines between good and evil, she starts to question everything she thought she knew about villains and heroes. It's cozy fantasy meets slow burn romance with just the right amount of danger, banter, and heart.
Thanks, Rob.
That was
Well
beautiful.
written. You did a good job.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so let's talk about the cocktail that we're pairing with this week's book. We're calling it Evie's Mead-Teeny. We told Cliff that we wanted it to be a little bit Renaissance themed because it does give some Renaissance vibes. We wanted it to be whimsical and sassy. So it is 1.5 ounces of pear vodka, 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur. We love us some elderflower liqueur.
We really do.
3/4. I really add it to anything now. I'm into
delicious.
it. Yes. 3/4 ounce honey syrup. We put a little bit less and just did honey. 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. A dash of orange bitters, and we garnished it with a lemon twist. So let's try this.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoa, that's not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting.
It's
Fruity
good.
and citrusy.
Yeah.
I like that the pear vodka has such a strong pear scent that you smell it while you're drinking it.
Yes.
It enhances the profile of the cocktail.
Wow.
That is strong.
Yeah.
That is a mead teeny.
That is a mead teeny.
But I like it. I think it's good. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into this. So our first jumpy is the prologue through chapter 12. So the book starts with how Evangelina Sage met the villain, which right off the bat, they talk about him being the villain. I thought he was just going to be a villain. I didn't know that his name was the villain. I felt it was a little...
No, his name was Tristan.
Yeah, but his like villain name was villain.
Oh, yeah, like his bad guy name?
Yes. They're like, ooh, don't go in the forest. The villain is there.
Also, she
Ooh,
always
creative.
says, Tristan, the villain.
Yeah,
I know, we're in chapter 32. You don't need to tell me that his name is the villain. I know he's the villain.
That's so fun. Tristan the villain. Evangelina Sage is the caregiver for her ailing father and younger sister. She is unable to secure a job at the latest career fair. She gives, which, how do jobs work like this? She's in line, she gets it, that she interviews, she gets it, and then she realizes that there's a mother with children crying because she did not get it. So she gives her job to the woman.
Maybe she just retracts her acceptance. Maybe the lady was going to be the next in line.
like gave her some slip. I don't know how it works.
She's
but
like, here, you take
this is
my
part
slip.
of the Renaissance-y
Yeah, it's
vibes.
medieval.
Yeah. So she's unable to secure a job at the latest career fair. She wanders into the Forbidden Forest because she doesn't want to go home and face the fact that she can't take care of her family. She's young too, like 22 or something like that. So she wanders into the Forbidden Forest. She's not really fearing the villain that lurks within, but Evie stops at a stream and she sees the water turning red with blood. She follows the blood and finds a wounded man. He's like under this...
Like laying in the bushes almost, like on the ground.
She thinks he's an animal. And then all of a sudden he reaches up and he grabs her and pulls her down
and
as like a...
spoons her.
Yeah.
Aggressively spoons her.
Yes, as the king's soldiers arrive, the man that she's pulled down by is the villain. Evie is surprised how young and attractive he is. She actually starts to like word vomit and she tells him he's beautiful and that no villain should look so good. Like, but she also mentions that she's looking for a job. She then helps him escape the soldiers. They like run away. She's slow, but she runs with him and the villain brings her back to the manor. He offers her a job as his assistant. 5 months later, Evie arrives at the manor to find 3 severed heads hanging from the ceiling, an indicator that the villain's plans went wrong. 1 head is common, but 3, no, that's definitely something's wrong. He's in a bad mood. She even tells a story about how she notices that one of the heads is missing an eye and she's really weirded out about looking for an eye on the ground because one time she accidentally stepped on one and it popped under her foot. So despite the gruesome setting and Becky's hostility, because Becky is someone she works with and she's bitch
Becky's
Becky.
basically HR.
She is. For sure she is. Evie prefers this job, though, to her last, where she was stabbed with an enchanted dagger. She now has a permanent glowing wound. She braces for a tough conversation about a financial discrepancy with the villain, who's clearly having a bad day. She's sitting at her desk, and there's a loud bang happens from the villain's office. It startles her. She falls flat on her butt and is sent to the healer because he walks out. And he's like, how did you get down there? Sage. He calls her Sage. Mm-hmm. She's very clumsy. He talks about it even in the first. She falls when they're running away from the soldier and he's like, you've fallen twice. She's like, you pulled me down the first time. Yeah, but you're very easy to pull down.
Oh, and even while they're running, she's like, are you okay? Because I know you're hurt. And he's like, I'm running slow because of you.
Yes.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
Yeah.
You're weighing it down.
Exactly. So almost immediately they have kind of a cute little, he's grumpy, she's sunshine banter.
Cute. It's cute.
It's so cute.
Oh, is this going to be one of those books where you say cute every 5 minutes?
Probably. It is cute. She falls. He sends her to the healer. Her name's Tatiana. And Tatiana will fix her bruised tailbone in exchange for 2 secrets.
Yeah, Tatiana's a secret collector.
Yeah, she is. She's moza.
It's an interesting currency. I might start using that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start using that.
At work, I'll tell people, I won't
In
put
your
this
HR
in your file
position?
if
Tell
you
me.
give me 3 pieces of office gossip.
And good. She even specifies. guys. Like, not something that they're talking about around the water cooler in the break room, but you don't have to destroy someone's home.
Yes.
So she tells her that she had a dream about the villain. And Tatiana is instantly shocked and all discombobulated, assuming it was a dirty dream, which Evie acts almost offended by, like, oh, I just said dream. I didn't say it was dirty. And as Evie starts to leave after she's gotten her salve, she's like, what about, did you want to hear my second secret? She's like, what? She's like, it was a dirty dream about my boss. And she turns and bam, the villain's walking in. And so Evie starts to jokingly ask if he wants to hang her head with the other heads that were hanging from the ceiling. Which also, I feel like just a lot of the a lot of the way it's written is very quirky and fun. She talks about how where they work, they have to walk up all these steps and she's like out of breath when she gets to the top. And she makes a comment about evil, thy name is villain. And I'm like, whoa, that was a stupid sentence.
It
Weird.
reminded me of like medieval times and The Office had a baby.
Yeah.
That's what this book reminded me of.
That's a good, that is a good way to put it. So once he gets there, the villain is trying to look for Evie, which is why he's there. He totally ignores her comment about the dirty dream about him. He leads Evie to a parapet, but doesn't mention the overheard comment about her dream. He's frustrated because 3 of his heists have recently failed, and he's suggesting there's probably a traitor among them. Evie obviously suspects it's Becky, HR lady, but
She can't stand Becky.
they fight. They argue and bicker, and they just don't get along. Which is funny because I do think Evie has a personality where she gets along with kind of everybody.
Yeah.
But she is outwardly annoyed with Becky to her face. Like, I just really don't like you, Becky. So Evie spends the following days trying to uncover the traitor's identity. She makes a list of every employee and adds some tidbits about each one of them. She has a notebook, a pen, some beautiful ink that her father gave her as a gift that she's using to write all this information down. She's a note taker. She's a person of my own heart. I would hire her. The villain's absence from the manor unsettles her, but she reminds herself not to get emotionally involved. She often will say things like,
don't love your boss, Evie. Like she's talking to herself.
Don't miss your boss, Evie. That's inappropriate, Evie.
Don't stare. Don't call your boss handsome, Evie.
Stop thinking about his crotch, Evie.
That would be something she would say.
She runs into her friend Blade, who is a dragon tamer who seems to be quite the flirt. Evie shares a bland dinner with her ailing father. Her father was feeling well enough to make dinner, but he's reminiscing about his past. Evie feels guilty about hiding her work with the villain from her father, but her father used to be a knight for the king before starting his own butcher shop. And then he caught what they refer to as the mystic illness. It just basically, there's no rhyme or reason to get it. Just some people get it. And
mystical. There's no cure for the mystic illness.
There's no cure. And some people will die really quickly. Some people die really slowly. Like, it just has different effects on different people. And he has a mystic illness. It's taking a very long time to take him. But because he has this mystic illness, he has to quit everything. She forces a smile, remembering her mother's advice. The smile could save the world. Even if that's not true, she's going to smile. There's some hints that obviously the mom's not there. Evie's taking care of dad. There's just like some sprinkling of something happened in her past. Mm-hmm. From the villain's point of view, we learn his full name is Tristan Maehrer and that he's surprised Evie doesn't annoy him. Instead, she kind of brings him joy, which he's like, it's disgusting. He finds it disturbing that she makes him feel something other than anger and evilness. He appreciates her help identifying the traitor and trusting her because a magical clause in her employment prevents betrayal. So I think there's like some of his henchmen have this promise tied to him with this magic spell.
It's like an employment ban. So it's almost like a tattoo on her. Mm-hmm. And when she was hired, there was stipulations in it and it's inked into her blood with magic.
Yeah. And so his henchmen have the same kind of clause, but they all have a green band. And Evie got a beautiful gold one, but we don't get into why until later. Tristan leaves again and Evie, so he's not in the office and she's walking around and she is walking around the office and she hears this ticking sound and she's kind of trying to find it. She thinks it's coming from her desk. She gets to her desk and it's not. It's clearly coming from the villain's office. Disobeying orders, she finds a bomb with 3 minutes left and prepares to throw it off the parapet. I think she runs out and Becky's like, the parapet, go, what are you doing? Right? She walks out and everyone can see she has this bomb in her hands. It's ticking. Evie's boot gets stuck when she gets out there and so she like like throws it, but it doesn't go very far. And she's not far enough away to just be safe from it. And then she starts to think about, in her final moments, things that she's going to miss. She's going to miss her dad. She's going to miss her sister. But the thing that makes her the most sad is that who will make the villain smile when she's gone? And she thinks that's the most sad. So she falls and she's about to die. And Tristan's been lured away by a fake emergency at the safe house, which when this ends, I was so upset that like she's stuck and there's a bomb. And then they're like, over to Tristan. We're not going to tell you what's happening back in this bomb threat. But Tristan's been lured away by an emergency at the safe house. There's these king soldiers that are killing his people. And so he uses his magic to kill them all.
Just like that.
That's the sound of magic.
Yeah, he can
Killing
see.
people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that sounds like. No. So his magic, he can see it kind of leaving his body. It's like this gray fog and it lights up people's weaknesses so he knows where to strike. And then he can take that gray fog, turn it into something that's sharp and kill people.
Murder.
He eventually gets back to his manor. He's upstairs, like, what's happening to Evie? And Becky's like, Evie found a bomb. She's out on the parapet. He runs out there and he uses his magic to kind of cover them because he realizes that there's nothing he can do. Evie's stuck. I'm going to have to do something. He pulls all the magic he can to try and protect her. They still get hurt, but he definitely saved her life. So Evie only sprained her ankle when she kind of got caught and fell. She has a little bit of blood on her face, but Tristan carries her to the healer. And then she tries not to dwell on the situation. His concern definitely affects her deeply though. Tristan offers Evie severance to quit because she almost got blown up. But she declines. At first, she's offended by it, but she declines, and this job is hers by choice, not obligation. So when they arrive at her house, because he takes her back to her house
In his carriage.
yeah. Her little sister is impressed by Tristan. He gets to meet her, and he tells her his real name. He asks Evie to meet him at a tavern to confront the bomb maker. When she realizes that Tristan is his real name, she's like, you told my sister it was your real name? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, how come you've never told me? He's like, I didn't think I had to. There's a plaque with my name on it on my desk. She's like, there's definitely not.
She's like, I would know. And then
you
she
would
starts
think,
like
wouldn't you?
rethinking the like layout of his office. And she's like, maybe there is a plaque right there.
When she says, I would know, he's like, you would think, wouldn't you? And I just love that.
Also, she's like, you just told my sister your real name and nobody knows that you're the villain. And he's like, nobody knows my real name is Tristan.
Yeah. And nobody really knows I'm the villain.
Yeah.
All of the pictures of him are old and.
Yeah, so he's asked Evie now to that night meet him at a tavern to confront who he knows to be the bomb maker. He saw the bomb. He knows who it is. At the tavern, Evie's ex-boyfriend confronts her and starts talking some real crap.
Makes her feel
very small. She pretends Tristan is her lover to get him to go away and leave her alone. Tristan is so awkward. I make a comment a couple times that for being a villain, he's quite the prude. Like he's really like uptight. But yeah, so he does play it along.
All villains had to be sexual beings.
Yeah, they do. Like players. But Tristan tries to reassure Evie of her worth, but their conversation is cut short by the arrival of Malcolm, Tristan's brother and the bomb's creator.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jump into chapters 13.
Jump in. So chapters 13 to 24. Tristan's relationship with his brother Malcolm is strained and violent. So during a tense reunion at the tavern, Tristan nearly kills him until Evie intervenes. Her scolding and their resulting banter cause Tristan to feel a surprising sense of intimacy.
They do feel a little closer. Like they start to get a little tension in this moment.
Yeah, they do. Malcolm denies knowing about the bomb, but Evie appears to his emotions. He admits that she basically is finessing the whole situation and getting him to talk. And
she's really good at getting people to talk.
Yeah,
and
she is.
Just manipulating a situation because she's a talker.
Yeah, she's a good people person. Mm-hmm. So he admits that he drunkenly sold a bomb timer to a man with glowing blue ink on his hands. And Evie realizes someone is using Malcolm to get to Tristan and fears she could be next. Mm-hmm. Evie arrives to work early and talks with Blade, who asks her to retrieve a book. While doing so, she finds a letter from the king.
Yeah.
And before she can react, Blade covers her mouth and begs her not to scream. Blade confesses that he stole the dragon from the king and lied about it. Because he showed up at Tristan's manor with the dragon and was like, yo, I'm a dragon trainer. Yeah. Hire me to be your dragon trainer and I'll bring you this dragon.
Yeah.
And really, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, which is why the dragon can't do shit.
Yes.
And then now she finds this note from the king coming after Blade.
Yes.
So she's like, you need to tell Tristan the truth. I don't want this to be on me. I'm going to give you, because we're friends, I'm going to give you time to tell him.
Yeah.
All by yourself. So Tristan's sister, the only source of the glowing ink, all of his family is being used in this plot.
Yeah, it is.
She says that the king's guard bought some, and Tristan used to work for the king, but rebelled to become the villain. Evie, feeling shut out and helpless to protect Tristan, storms off in frustration. So Tristan follows Evie and is shaken by how much he cares for her. He wants to explain his past, but struggles to start. And Evie doesn't let him off easy, but instead of agreeing to a truce, she teases him, keeping their dynamic alive. And she has like a conversation with herself in her head. If I keep pushing, I'm going to push him away.
Yeah.
I need to bring it back to us, and I need to joke around with him.
Yes, and I need to like
Diffuse.
push slowly so that he'll get to a point where he's okay with telling me.
Yeah. So she discovers that Tristan's office vents connect to the break room, and while investigating, she falls onto Tristan.
She was standing on his desk.
Oh, you're right,
and she's trying to listen because she could hear the people in the break room, so she's like eavesdropping.
Yes.
And he like walks in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she gets kind of startled and she's on her tippy toes and then she falls over
And falls onto him.
Yes. And they're like on the floor. She's like on top of him.
Yes. So Becky interrupts.
She walks in while they're just laying there.
Yeah, well, they had just fallen and she's on top of him. And she basically gives him Blade's letter and was like, this is Evie's letter from the king.
Really portraying HR poorly, let me just say. Like tattletales and all the things.
I think they did a great job, actually.
And Tristan is just like, why, Evie? Why would you do this? And she's like, I didn't, but he doesn't trust her. So she quits. She's breaking the terms of her magical contract. She's like, if you don't believe me, I'm out, bitch.
Yeah.
So Evie's absence throws the whole office into chaos, and Becky was kind of jealous of Evie and wanted her job, but hated having it.
Yeah.
Blake confesses that the letter was his, not Evie's. Tristan is overwhelmed with guilt and loss, but allows Blade to keep his job. Still, he doesn't know how to fix things with Evie, but he's like, don't tell anybody that you told me this or that I let you off easy, or then I'll kill you.
Yeah. Well, and Evie's job really isn't like glamorous. She's literally his personal assistant.
And
like,
she
gets
keeps
him-
the whole office in order. She's like an office manager.
Yeah.
She's Pam. The office doesn't run without Pam.
That's true. She is Pam.
I've seen
So-
like 3 episodes of The Office.
Oh my gosh.
So Evie avoids thinking about work, and her father urges reconciliation, but she reflects on her painful past. Her mother accidentally killed her brother when her magic awoke and then abandoned the family. So in this realm, magic appears after a traumatic event. So there was a traumatic event. Her mom's magic was awoken, and she had like star magic or some kind of magic, and it made a big explosion, and supposedly in that explosion her brother was killed, and then her mom just ran away.
Yeah. I think she was just riddled with guilt. Like, I killed my son. I don't know what to do about it.
Despite everything, Tristan made her feel alive again. So the office remains disorganized. Even Becky suggests Tristan should bring back Evie. She's like, you know,
I know I don't
you
like
need
the
to go
girl,
get
but
her.
she really keeps it together over here.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Go get her. Because they're like sprites that are flying around causing a ruckus.
Those dang sprites.
Though he sees the wisdom in it, Tristan fears he's incapable of repairing what he broke. He's really just guilt-ridden. Evie returns, apologizing and asking for her job back. She admits she acted rashly, but also calls out how deeply Tristan's lack of trust hurt her. And he's filled with remorse and agrees, touched when she says, I want to know you. He's like, oh, this bitch wants to know me. So work life stabilizes. Blade shows off his dragon to Evie and Tatiana, and Tristan appears exhausted. And though he brushes off concerns, Evie quietly resolves that he needs to rest, revealing her growing care for him.
Yeah. She always showed some sort of like soft spot for him.
Yeah.
And he always showed a soft spot when it came to Evie.
Yes.
And I think he even comments at some points like, she's really bringing out a side of me that I didn't know I had. I'm
He's
supposed
like
to be the
grossed
villain.
out by it. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, get this. What is this, joy?
I think he does
Foul.
say that at one point. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
This joy is disgusting.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm feeling inside of me, but it feels like sadness. Why?
yeah.
It's kind of like the Grinch when he's like, I'm leaking.
Yes.
And then we jump into chapters 25 through 36. Blade reveals he named and unchained the dragon, which calms it.
She's like, Tristan, your name's Tristan, when she finds out after he tells her sister. He's like, yeah. She's like, that's not what I would have ever guessed. He's like, what did you think it was? She's like, Fluffy.
Oh, yeah.
So then when they're talking about Blade naming the dragon, the
Fluffy.
villain tells him to name it Fluffy,
Yes.
which is cute.
And Tristan is sensing the pain the chains caused through his magic, is reminded of his own past imprisonment, and he kind of feels bad about it. And when he notices an inscription on the chains, the villain will fall. He's filled with rage and confident the king will lose. Evie overhears the villagers criticizing Tristan and grabs an outrageous poster of him to hang in his office.
And it's like an old, decrepit man because nobody knows what the villain looks like.
And everyone has always assumed he's like old and gross villain.
Cantankerous.
Yes.
It makes her think who he truly is and her growing feelings for him. Tristan arrives with news. Her old employer, the village blacksmith, made the dragon's chains. Evie dreads confronting him because they've had a tumultuous past. Evie visits the blacksmith,
He tried to rape her.
who unknowingly
she left that office with a stab wound that glows.
Yeah,
Like,
that and he
something's happening.
tried to attack her and like press himself upon her. So she visits the blacksmith, who unknowingly triggers memories of a past drama. Tristan pretends he needs a collar for a mystical beast, prompting the blacksmith to speak about a dragon collar, which was secretly a message to Tristan from the king. As they prepare to leave, the blacksmith reaches for a familiar, dangerous dagger. Sensing danger, Tristan disables the blacksmith and takes the dagger, which is linked to the wound on Evie. And every
she's
time
like-
the dagger gets close to her, like she
feels it.
physically is in pain.
Yeah, agonizing pain.
Yes.
And though she refuses to talk about her past, Tristan respects her silence and offers to destroy the man if she ever wishes. Together, they decide to make blacksmith disappear. We gon' murk him.
But she doesn't want to kill him.
No,
Was that the sound I made? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the other one was too close to a stabbing.
Doesn't he tell her like I'll let you?
He wants to kill him.
Yeah, but doesn't he tell her like I'll let you torture him or whatever in the chamber that he tortures the people?
Oh, yes.
And she's like, maybe.
Yeah, she's like, don't put it past me. I will.
Yeah. Tristan learns the king is after a gouvre, a deadly creature, and Tristan races to capture it first because the king's also trying to capture it.
I pictured it to look like a dragon. Like its breath was not fire. It was
Like
a deadly
flying-
poison.
Yeah,
thing?
like I pictured it
smog?
like to have like a spit that was like acidic and murdery. But I thought of it of like a
venomous
Chinese
snake?
dragon, like the skinny, sinewy dragons. That's what I thought in my head.
Interesting.
Oh.
I don't really know what I pictured it to be.
I
actually.
imagine it, like in the cartoons when they breathe, it's like, and it's stinky. So it was like green
Yeah,
comes
like
out.
fog.
That's what I imagine coming out of his mouth.
Yes.
I imagine spittle.
The mission is perilous, but Tristan embraces the danger, believing that dying for revenge is it's part of being a villain. He's like, it comes with the job, being a villain. You have to die for revenge. He survives, feeling victorious. He actually captures the gouvre and takes it back to the mansion, the manor, whatever they call it. After a week without seeing Tristan, Evie retaliates by hanging the ridiculous villain poster in his office. She plans to enjoy his reaction, only to find him already behind her, catching her in the act. So he always catches her when she's trying to be like goofy, and it feels like
Yes.
every time she's trying to do something, he is like right behind her.
Yeah.
And catches her in the act half the time. Tristan is amused by the portrait, but also guilt-ridden about overlooking Evie's pain. He asks Tatiana to examine the dagger, reassured by her protectiveness towards Evie. He wants her to like take a look at it and see if he can help her.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get that pain to stop.
You don't have to tell us the story, but obviously this is an issue.
Yeah, and let's try to see if we can fix it. Evie, meanwhile, scolds Tristan for the risks he took with the gouvre. As a storm brews caused by the imprisoned creature, Evie arranges sleeping quarters for the staff. So I guess once you capture the gouvre, they are mated for life with another
Yes.
gouvre, and his imprisonment causes like a natural disaster. And his natural disaster is the storm that's happening. I don't know if it's like the mating call for his female gouvre to come find him or what, but it just causes a storm, right?
Yes.
And so the villain tells everybody they have to stay at the office for safety. So she's starting to arrange like an office sleepover, essentially.
Yeah.
They learn
That's got to be an HR nightmare too.
right? Everybody sleeps in their own room.
is going crazy.
They learn the gouvre's mate is imprisoned by the king and is coming to rescue it. They cannot be separated. They are pulled together by fate, by love, whatever it is. And so they're coming. She's coming for him. The storm is only the beginning. The creature will destroy any anything in her path. Evie is uneasy, stuck in the manor while danger approaches. While waiting for the Guvra, the office crew drinks wine and jokes about Tristan's most villainous traits. So they start drinking at first. They're like, you think we should be doing this? And they're like, yeah, do it. Let's have fun. And then Tristan's like, yeah, why not? Let's have some drinks. And so they start kind of like teasing each other. And then they go into Tristan's traits and they're just dying of laughter. I don't remember what the traits were, but some of them were really funny. The levity brings healing for Evie until the female Guvra finally arrives, cutting the laughter short. Evie and Tristan witness the Guvra's dramatic arrival. She is fierce and terrifying, but Evie finds her beautiful, noting that terrifying and beautiful are often the same. Tristan attempts to lure the Guvra into a trap, but things go wrong and he's nearly killed. Because he says, I have a big hole open for her to go get the Guvra. He's in the basement and we'll close her. She's like, she's just going to fly in there. And he goes, well, she's not dumb, so she's trying to find a different way. But there is no other way, so she's going to get there. Evie saves him, injuring her hands in the process. She jokes that she can't keep rescuing him, but the intensity in Tristan's gaze makes the moment far from humorous. Evie hides her injuries from Tristan with Tatiana's help. Tatiana shares a memory of a young Tristan's rare kindness, baking her a cake when others overwhelmed her after her magic appeared. Yet the next day, he distanced himself again, as if afraid to be seen as good. He has to maintain that villainous exterior.
He doesn't know how to be any way other than a villain.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to chump into my chumpies. First, there's a line in here that I was like, can I hear what you guys think this might sound like? So it says...
Wait, do you want us to look at it and read it?
No, I'm going to read it to you, and then I want you to tell me what you think this sounds like. So it was something that Evie said sent an unwanted wave of laughter out of his mouth. It happened so little that the sound was foreign, even to his own ears, rusty and low, like a doorframe of an old house that was abandoned by the owners. What does that laugh sound like?
Okay.
That was way better than I thought. Yeah. Who was that?
That was me.
That was good.
I envisioned it to be a little more squeaky.
Yeah, because a door frame is squeaky.
Yeah. So like a low
said
squeak.
Rusty and low.
I'm thinking like a low squeak.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm trying to figure out how to even like execute the sound. Yeah, like
How did you imagine the sound?
I practiced many different ways because I was like, what the F does that mean? Rusty and low, like a door frame of an old house. I definitely imagined it more squeaky, like maybe wheezy. No, I can't.
but I feel like it's like super breathy.
Maybe
That's what I think. I think it's breathy and wheezy.
Yeah. Like a deep wheeze. It is a very specific way to describe a laugh. And then to try to imagine it.
Oh, God, that's good.
One of you wheezes every time you laugh really hard. So I'm gonna say you've got Tristan's laugh.
You've got a rusty. Your laugh sounds like an old rusty door.
Take it back.
I can't. Oh,
That's it.
No, that's it.
That sounded like a door.
Oh my gosh, that was
That
great.
is Tristan's laugh for you guys.
There you have
You're
it.
welcome.
All right, so jumping into chapters 37 through 48.
Yeah. Yeah. Close. Close.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God, that's good.
So stupid.
Oh man. Okay. Evie notices a missing map from Tristan's collection. She's like, first of all, the fact that she notices and knows what map is missing is
She's very detail oriented.
she's really good at her
She
job.
got this office on lock.
Yeah,
the
she
bitch
knows.
knows where things are.
I think somebody even comments on her ordering like subpar office supplies. And so she ends up buying something newer and better. And he's like, we'll just have to fix the budget because she's like buying more expensive things.
Yeah.
So as they investigate, they overhear staff gossiping and hide together in a cramped closet to eavesdrop on these. I think they're interns. The voices question Tristan's protectiveness toward Evie, and they basically start oversharing about how they feel about Evie, and they don't seem to really like her. And then she learns that he physically defended her from cruel remarks that one of them had made, but Tristan won't repeat what was said, and Evie believes it must have been vile for the villain to have reacted in such a way, which I think maybe, but I also feel like it didn't have to be, because I know that the villain is in love.
He's a puddle.
She was also kind of upset because everybody likes her but Becky. So to find out that the interns, because she's like the point of contact for the interns, that they're talking shit about her, she's like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
I thought we were cool.
Yes. On their drive, Evie spots whom she believes to be a spy in the woods, only to discover it's Becky in disguise. Becky hoped to infiltrate the palace and find a cure for her grandmother's mystic illness, and Evie admits her father is also afflicted. Their mutual vulnerability unsettles them, and they agree to never speak of it again, which is so funny.
Because they're like, we have common ground. And they're like,
I don't like that.
I don't
like
that
it
at all.
I don't want to talk about that. Evie finds her family safe at home, though her father is weak. She receives an invitation to a mysterious party hosted by a core healer, rumored to be able to cure the mystic illness. It's not like she receives it in a normal way either. She walks into her room and it's on her bed, and the lock on the window has been broken. Someone broke into her house to give her this
Party invitation.
Yeah. So she prepares carefully for this party. She's wearing this beautiful white dress. It's almost like iridescent in color.
I think the invitation says like dress nicely and like
it's a formal affair.
Yeah.
And she puts on her mother's favorite red lipstick, her rouge, which she has never touched, but she felt like tonight when she looks at herself in her reflection, she believes she's stepping fully into her purpose. This is who she was always meant to be.
Glamorous girl.
Same. On her way to the party, Evie runs into Blade and Becky, who also received mysterious invites. They suspect it's a trap, but decide to attend anyways and report any findings to Tristan. Blade leads them to the elegant but foreboding event. Becky and Blade get distracted by flirtation and jealousy, so Evie searches for the healer on her own. She finds him only to discover that he's Tristan's father and learns someone forged the letter in her name to get him there. The awkward reunion is cut short when Tristan arrives, furious and shaken. So obviously we knew it was a trap, but clearly it's all a setup for whatever reason. Evie literally runs away. Tristan's like, give me a moment with her. The dad turns around, and Evie takes off, and Tristan is chasing her. I think he makes a comment like a hunter chasing a fox. So when he finally catches her, he's like, I am mad, but not like at you, only haunted by his past with his father is really how he's feeling. They share a slow dance. They can
slow
hear
dance
music.
in the forest.
Yeah, he can hear music, and he's like, come dance. And then the music starts to slow. And now they're doing a slow dance in the middle of this forest. It's beautiful and whimsical and oh, lovely. And they discuss their families, creating a rare moment of joy until screaming erupts. A spy has freed the male Gouvra, now rampaging through the party, and Tristan runs to protect his sister because he sees his sister also there, while Blade attempts to subdue the beast. Evie finds Tristan's father injured and helps him, only to be surrounded by royal guards who seem anything but heroic. They're all under the impression that they're capturing the villain, and they're not.
He's here
kind.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's here. And we don't know who he is, so we're capturing everyone. And one of them was Tristan's father. Tristan rescues his sister while Blade prepares a sleeping potion for the Gouvra. As Tristan hears Evie scream and tries to reach her, he's knocked unconscious by a sudden blinding pain. Guards capture Evie and the other guests. She spots Tristan unconscious and runs to him, inventing this cover story, pretending that he's her husband. And to get them to leave her alone, she's like, I'm menstruating. They came to this party to be healed because they're trying to have a baby and something's going on, so they need to be healed. But now she's menstruating, and they're like, ooh, don't touch her.
She's got
a
blood.
Monster. Yeah. And that's in order to distract the guards and hopefully escape. But then Tristan starts to wake up, and she thinks, oh my gosh, he's going to wake up and he's going to be pissed that he's surrounded by these guards. He's going to do something that blows their cover. So she needs to do something to keep him from blowing their cover. So when he kind of comes to, she just kisses him. Like, oh, my husband. He comes to with her kissing him, and he thinks that this kiss is a dream. He's really leaning into it, very much so enjoying
He's
it.
like,
And
well, if it's a dream, I'm going all in.
yeah, he's like, wow, my dream is so vivid and real. This is what I
So
thought her lips would feel
wonderful.
like. And
Yeah.
yes. And so he finally kind of snaps to reality, realizing there's guards around them, believing that he's a villain. And he's all taken aback and probably pretty embarrassed because I think she even goes to pull away, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
We're not done here.
Yes.
Which only helps the story that they're a married couple.
Yes,
No, my honey,
yes.
get back here.
So the guards end up arresting them, believing them to be villain accomplices. When one restrains Evie and the other threatens Tristan with a knife, he ends up killing the guard. The guard's like, we were just there trying to catch the villain. And the villain tells him, whispering, the villain caught you. Once the guards are dead, Evie embraces him, and Tristan realizes that he loves her, and he's probably loved her from the beginning, but he didn't realize it until right now, and he's never going to admit it. He fears it will get her killed. That life being the villain's lover.
Because now she's a target. Somebody wants to get to him, they're going to go to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Back home, Evie collapses from exhaustion. Her younger sister wakes her, and Evie cryptically mentions a rat at work she can't catch. Her sister suggests looking in unexpected places, which makes Evie question whether she's missed something obvious by focusing too hard on the wrong things.
Yeah, she's like, I've checked everywhere that I could. And the sister's like, well, have you checked the places you wouldn't normally check? And
Yeah.
she's like,
And it was funny, though, because the sister's little. She's like 8 or 9. So she's thinking a literal rat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she says, like, I've looked everywhere a rat would be. She's like, well, what about the places a rat wouldn't be?
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't think about that.
You're so wise beyond your years.
Unexpected rat.
Yeah.
And then we chump into the last set of chapters, 49 to 60. At the office, Tatiana and Tristan's sister take Evie to Tatiana's room. Oh, and the sister and Tatiana used to date, and they broke up.
Oh, yeah.
So their interactions are really stifled because they still love each other, but
They broke up because the sister doesn't want anything to do with her brother. And Tatiana is like,
I have to work for him. Like, I have
This
to.
is my life, my career, and he's given me a job.
and he's good. He's a good person to me.
Yes.
Because he really is a good person.
He
to his
is a good
people.
person.
Even his story is, he was just he was
not
a
a
good
villain.
guy. Yeah, he's not a villain.
No.
Tatiana ominously tells her, I'm afraid this will hurt you, hinting at a painful but necessary revelation. Tristan deduces that the spy is Tatiana and races to confront her, only to hear Evie screaming inside. He breaks down the door to find Evie in pain and Tatiana holding the enchanted dagger. The dagger, bonded to Evie's blood, requires her to face her pain to heal. Tristan is forced to leave her in agony and to help Blade stabilize the building, wondering if he can control his volatile power while she suffers. It's like, I can't hear her scream and function.
And when they start talking about it being Tatiana, I'm like, no, because I ended up really liking them. So
I like Tatiana.
And they were her friends. And
Yeah, she was snarky. I liked her. Evie progresses in mastering the dagger's pain. Tatiana prepares a pain potion for Evie's father, and Tristan's sister reveals the ink used by the spy can read any related writing. So if you
If you use
blue
the
ink.
ink
Yes.
to write something, then you can like see what was written in the ink.
yeah, so you'll basically, if you'll have like another book
It's like
tied to it,
copying.
and it'll copy it
Yeah.
into your book to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, and she has this really good customer who comes and buys it all the time.
Yeah, he's a quirky little old man. A familiar name leads Evie to a horrifying realization. Her father is the spy, and she takes a sedative, preparing for a confrontation. Evie returns home and drugs her father under the pretense of helping him. In his office,
She takes it.
Steals
Oh
it.
yeah, she steals it.
Yes, yes.
In his office, she finds a letter from her supposedly dead mother, Nura Sage. Obviously, she's not dead.
And the name that is the very customer that Tatiana gets all the time is a name that her dad uses in stories and stuff. It's like a
familiar name.
familiar name.
Back in the office, Tristan confirms that Evie's father used the ink to spy on them. So everything Evie was writing down in her notebook, the dad knows. Horrified that Evie was alone with him, Tristan rushes to her village, unsure if he's going to rescue Evie or kill the dad. Evie uncovers evidence of her father's betrayal, spying for the king, planting the bomb that almost killed her, and selling her to the blacksmith. He faked his
I was
illness.
so mad.
Oh, I was pissed.
What a shitty dad.
What a shitty human, period, let alone being somebody's dad.
Yeah.
Disgusting. He faked his illness all along. As the sedative takes hold, he sneers that she ruined her life for a monster. And Evie replies, we're all monsters in the end. At least mine lives in the light. Yeah.
It was disgusting that he knew what that man, her
Yeah.
old employer, did and was like, yeah, you should have taken him up on his offer.
Yeah. He was going to
What?
sleep with you, and I paid him. Like, I gave him to you. I
Yes.
sold you to him.
Like he needed just a few days of your time or something like that.
Yeah.
That was
You couldn't
disgusting.
just take it for the family.
Oh, because she was like, I'm working because you're sick and I'm trying to like take care of the family. And he's like, we've never had money issues. Like you've never had to
Yeah,
do that.
just
And she's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so she's just finding out that everything he told her was a lie. Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
She had no need to stress this whole time and do all the things.
Yeah, she didn't have to work. They really weren't poor and they really weren't running out
Because he
of
was
money.
still under the employ of the king.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, she said he was keeping the money from them. So she didn't know.
He had it in he was never poor.
Yeah.
They
She-
were.
Yes,
The girls were.
Exactly.
So Tristan finds Evie safe safe, she drinks wine and shares everything. And though Tristan is clumsy in comforting her, Evie smiles, assuring him he's done something right. Evie asks about the king's obsession with the mated Guvras, and Tristan reveals the king believes baby Guvra venom grants powerful healing. A decade ago, the king used Tristan for his plans until he started to fear Tristan's magic. Then he locked him in the dungeon, and Tristan's trauma shaped the villain persona.
Because he said his magic was like gonna hurt him and everybody else.
His magic was just so strong.
It was too powerful.
Yeah, the king was...
They're going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he kept him in the dungeon for like a month in the dark.
Tristan finishes his story. He killed his captors and vowed to become the villain the king feared. Though he regularly kills assassins sent by the king, he doesn't understand why Evie's father was used. When the subject triggers Evie's panic attack, she asks for a hug, and Tristan is deeply moved by holding her.
Yeah, because
So
she's
she
like,
hugs him, and I don't know if it's this point, but she hugs him, and then he's like, I don't know what to do
It is
next.
this
Like, just
point,
talking about in general, I don't know what to do
To hug you
next.
back?
And she's like, just put your arms around me.
Yeah.
And squeeze.
And he's
Yeah.
like, I meant like what to do next in this plan, but okay.
Yes.
So Evie gathers supplies and travels back to the manor with Tristan, regretting not kissing him. When she realizes she forgot her notebook, they turn back only to be ambushed. The king's men capture Tristan. The blacksmith prepares to kill Evie while Tristan is dragged away. Because he didn't just go away like he was supposed to.
Yes.
As Tristan is taken, Evie is left to die, and she fights off the blacksmith and 2 guards, managing to retrieve her enchanted dagger. Oh, because it comes to her now. It's because she's all healed, she can reach out and be like Thor's hammer.
Boo.
And she's like, in the brutal struggle, she slits the blacksmith's throat, heartbroken at losing Tristan. 1 guard attacks, but the other guard kills him before fleeing. And Evie returns to the manor, hangs the blacksmith's severed head on the ceiling as a warning, and slowly vows to save the villain or become one herself.
And literally that's how it ends.
That's how it freaking ends.
Yeah.
Stupid series of books.
Made you want to read the
Just in
next one, didn't
general.
it?
All right. Well, let's talk about what we would rate this book.
Yes. I'm excited for Rox's rating.
We review our books on a 3-shot system. 1 shot is I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth the hangover. And 3 shots, it got me up. We've done it 3 times today, and I still think it's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Rox, tell us about
Oh, I
your
have to
rating.
go
Yeah, you're
first?
going first this time.
Okay. I had many thoughts about this book. I'm going to give it a 2-shot.
Is this the best? What is it? One Dark Window? You didn't want to give it any shots. You were
You
like, zero.
spit the shot back
that's
in the bottle.
So this might be the best
Fantasy so far.
fantasy you've read.
Okay, here's my issue with
Okay.
it.
2 is great for you.
Yeah.
It is like because you won't let me give it 1.5 or
sweet Jesus.
minus 1/2.
2 shots minus a half?
Yes.
2 shots. Got it. Okay, carry on.
It was a decent story. I personally just did not like the way it was written. I think the story itself was okay and entertaining for the most part. Like I liked the whole modern twist on a medieval setting.
Mm-hmm.
It was cheesy at times.
It was.
Yeah.
And so that is, I think, minus 1 point. And then just in general, the reading, the way it read. And also, I probably just didn't like the audiobook reader. The way she read the story just didn't give the story anything either. It really, I think, almost turned me away from the book because she was not the best.
like it.
Sorry, audiobook reader. And also,
She had a much more like raspy kind of a voice. And
Yeah, not what I would expect Evie, a young girl, to sound like.
no, and I think that when you're reading a story, you have to be very conscientious of somebody who might speed the book up. And when you sped the book up, it like was worse. So you either had to listen to it at normal speed, which already was hard, or speed it up and just take out all of the emotion because it was not.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when you're listening to the audiobook, it's read really slow. So then when you speed it up, it's almost like normal talk.
Yes.
And you're still catching all the intonations and whatever. This one was not that. So I liked the story for the most part. I didn't like the writing. I didn't like the audiobook reader. So I gave it 2 points, 2 shots because you can't. I mean, it was a decent story. That's
Would
where I'll
you
leave
read?
it.
Would you read the second book?
I don't know. If it's on our TBR, I'll read it, but I don't know if I'll go back for more just because.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
My turn?
maybe I overrated it. Maybe I should have rated it a 1 shot, but
No,
I'll give
that's
it
fine
2.
too.
No,
It's not
I think
necessary.
I feel like
2's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand it's a 2, but you're like leaning on the one side.
Yes. And Rachel won't let me give it a half.
I know,
so
I get it.
Oh, okay, well.
I gave it a 1.25.
Got it. 2 shots. So I gave it 3 shots. I read this book.
Oh, I did not think you were going to give it 3 shots. Okay, keep going.
I read this book before it was on our TBR.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I really liked it and immediately read the second one.
Uh-huh.
Second one.
So thank God I don't
No,
wanna read the second
what
one.
pisses me off is the slow burn of it.
Oh.
And it never reaches
The
fruition.
climax.
Oh.
There's no
In 2 books, it doesn't get to it? Damn.
There better be some spectacular smut in this book that gets released this
Is
year.
it supposed to be smutty?
No, but she keeps alluding to that, like they
I mean,
almost,
there's definitely tension. The
Yeah.
whole book, there's tension,
Yeah.
right?
But-
and they never release it. I need a release.
I'm wound so tight after these books.
But I really liked it. Was a mix between The Office and it was
Yeah.
medievally, and
Yeah, that
it
was
was
nice.
funny to me.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's not the best written book, but it's funny and
Yes.
quirky, and the
Yeah.
commentary between the characters, it was funny and cheesy. I
Yeah.
thought it was more funny than cheesy.
Yes.
So that's where I stand. Thress.
All right.
I am giving it a 2. I liked it. I thought it was cute and quirky. There were some parts, like I hated that the most creative name they can come up with for him was the villain, but it was fun. It was a fun read. It was cute. It was quirky. I enjoyed it. I do want to read the next one. But I'm not like itching to read the next one.
I
So-
thought there was going to be smut in the next one, if I'm quite
Well,
honest.
I'm glad that I know that going in, but I would still probably read it because I do want to finish out the series. I definitely think it is more of a young adult fantasy
Yes.
than
Yes.
it is like a robust kind of fantasy.
It
hard.
felt
There's
very
no-
much like a young adult.
Yes.
yeah,
it's
there's
a young
no
adult
world
book.
building.
Yeah.
Like you're just in your head at a Renaissance fair, and then you're in like a castle
Yes.
office.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
there's
great.
nothing
Yeah.
else.
All right.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. Thanks for listening to our deep dive of Assistant to the Villain. Make sure you check out our prompts that are posted now on our website. If you have, don't just check them out, answer them. Okay. Send us the email, whatever, however you want. Send us a DM us. Drop into our DMs. Anyways, if you had as much fun as we did, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We're here for you every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. And while you're at it, rate and review us. It helps other book nerds and booze lovers find us. Let's be real. We love reading your feedback almost as much as our books. Almost.
Then you can keep the conversation going by following us on our social media at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, or on our website, literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your TBR be long and your cocktails be strong. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.